cooking experience tonight. I am Gemma McQueen and I am the team leader for Team Thermofans, which is the best Thermomix team in Australia, I'm going to say. We're not at all biased, but we do have lots of fun showing people the wonderful Thermomix. So thanks for being here. Now, before we get started, we always let you know what's included when you get a Thermomix. I know that there tonight is a real mix. I just printed off the list. There's a real mix of people who've already got a TM6, people who've got a TM31 and a TM5 and are looking to upgrade to a TM6, and also some people who've never seen the TM6 before or never seen the Thermomix before. So hopefully I'll be able to cover all bases tonight, but please use that chat box if you've got any questions, or just come off mute, see if you can get a word in. And by all means ask questions and stuff like that if I'm not explaining something correctly, which, you know, there's always a good chance. So before we get started, we will let you know that the Thermomix is $2,579. We do have lots of different payment options available, and we will talk about those later in the demonstration as well. We've got a couple of really good specials on at the moment as well. So at the moment, when you purchase a TM6, you actually receive a cutter attachment for free. I will show you what that's all about later in the demonstration as well. And for our TM31 owners, we do have a really good upgrade offer for you guys as well. So any of our existing owners, you've got an extra special deal as well. So without further ado, let's have a look at the TM6. So the Thermomix, we normally start off our demonstrations by letting you know that we're going to go into a recipe, but I'm actually cooking a recipe tonight that's in our everyday magazine that is available at Woolworths. It's available on the Mix Shop. And I've actually got some coming to me if you're local to me and you want one as well. So tonight I'm actually cooking manually in the Thermomix. So those of you who've got a TM31 and some TM5 people as well, you'll be really au fait with doing the time, temperature, speed in your Thermomix. Those of you who've got the TM6 already and have just been doing COOKIDOO recipes, this might be something for you guys to learn as well about cooking manually in your Thermomix. So we call this cooking manually, but really, you know, it's not that manual, but it is manual compared to how we're used to just stepping through the steps of a recipe. But I'll show you that a little bit later when I explain COOKIDOO as well. So this recipe couldn't really be much simpler. It's literally, it's called Marry Me Chicken Pasta. Everybody's raving about it at the moment. It is delicious, but all you have to do for this one is chuck in some garlic cloves, some sun-dried tomatoes, a 100 grams. So I'm going to go manually over to my scales. And the Thermomix has got built-in scales in 1 gram increments. So it's really sensitive scales, and you won't, even if you go a little bit over with the amounts, you're really close to the right amount of ingredients. But you always have a little bit of leeway because we are in 1 gram increments. That's very precise weighing. So I'm just putting some sun-dried tomatoes in there. Has anyone cooked this before? Who's had this one?
I have.
Excellent. I can't see your name, but thank you.
Joe.
I should know that voice, shouldn't I? That's not good. Okay, a whole red capsicum, and I've just chucked it in. I've just popped it into chunks. Oh, Joe, I'm never going to live that down, am I? Not knowing your voice. And then we're going to put in some paprika, some salt, pepper. I've already weighed that out, okay? So in there now we have garlic, sun-dried tomato and our capsicum. And we're going to chop that 5 seconds, speed 5. So now we go back over to our main screen and we hit our speed. Because we're not heating this, we don't even need to tell it the time if we don't want to, and we're going to keep a good eye on it. We can just go to speed and go 5 and actually wait for that to count up to 5. So then it's a lot quicker than having to find 5 and then do the rest of it. Now we're going to scrape down our bowl, and I'm hoping that I've got a spatula here. That's lucky. And so scrape down the sides of the mixing bowl, like so. And we're going to cook for 3 minutes. So then we do have to find our 3 minutes because we are cooking. And the Thermomix will never burn anything because you always tell it how long that you're going to cook for. So you're never going to accidentally leave it on there for too long. And speed 1. So that's on and we're cooking. Now, one of the best things about the Thermomix, and I probably will say one of the best things about the Thermomix about 10 times tonight, but one of the best things is that for that 3 minutes, you've set that for 3 minutes and you can actually leave the kitchen if you want. Your Thermomix is not going to boil over, it's not going to boil dry, it's not going to get knocked off the bench by a little toddler, and it's going to just cook that exactly what you've set in there or what's in the recipe. Which is really handy for those of us that are time poor who have to be doing a million and one other things. Since we've had COOKIDOO, which is our recipe platform, I haven't cooked many manual recipes because my brain doesn't like to have to follow instructions and know where I'm up to and all of that, especially when I'm talking and, you know, wrangling children and all the rest of it. So I love step-by-step recipes in COOKIDOO. Now, you're probably wondering why this recipe isn't in COOKIDOO, and that is a good question. Our Everyday magazine, about 10 of the recipes are already in COOKIDOO, and the rest of the recipes will come to COOKIDOO eventually once the magazine is sold, and I think once the magazine is sold out, which we did sell out our last magazine. So all the recipes will be there for everybody once the magazine's all done as well. Anyway, my next step is the chicken. The chicken and the cream. And I was really naughty today and I didn't feel like chopping up my own chicken, so I got the chicken butcher to chop up my chicken, which, as a butcher's daughter, I feel really guilty of doing that, but anyway, here we are. It was much easier just to chuck it in from there than have to chop it up myself. And we've also got some cream. So this is a real creamy, yummy pasta dish as well. So there we go. So look, we've only got 40 seconds. Any questions in the chat so far, Matt?
It would help if I come off mute, Gem. No.
Oh, were you talking to me on mute?
Not yet. I have asked if there's any questions so far, and they haven't wrote back, so I think we're doing pretty good. We've had a few join us though, so.
Oh, okay, excellent. Who have we got joining us now?
So we've got Janine, Stevie, Derek,
Laurel?
Yes.
Yeah, Laurel. I've seen Laurel pop in. Welcome. Laurel's only had her Thermomix for like a day and a half.
Oh, how exciting!
Yeah, that is a good one. Okay, so now that's 3 minutes has happened. We now obviously have steam, that's heated that up, and we're ready to do our next step. So we'll go over to our scales and we're going to add the chicken. So we're going 500 grams of chicken, and that should be about half of this if I have I predicted. There we go, a little bit extra is okay. And we'll tear our scales back to 0. so that we can weigh our next ingredient in, which is our cream, which is 250. Oops, a little bit extra. A little bit extra is okay. And we're going in with some water, 340 of water. There we go. And our dried herbs. So you could use any herbs. I've bought a container of Italian dried herbs for this because that's what it's asked for. So I just whacked a whole heap of herbs out of my garden last time into it and it was delicious. But I've actually bought some dried herbs for it today just so I'm cooking it correctly.
Olivia has a question for you, Jem. Are you using chicken thigh or breast in this recipe?
Well, Olivia should know this because Olivia is a regular. I only ever use thigh, but the recipe actually says skinless thigh or breast, so you could use either, but my preference is always thigh fillets.
Yes, Joe Picton made a good point, Jem. They hold their shape and breast tends to shred.
Yes, I agree, Joe. I love no worries. I just think, and I think thigh fillets have got a better flavour. They've got a bit more, I don't know, a bit more oomph about them. I'm just double checking. I've got my chicken, my cream, my water, my dried herbs, my stock paste. So that's our veggie stock paste, which anyone that's got a TM6 or anyone that's got a Thermomix in general will know about our veggie stock paste. And then we're going to cook for 10 minutes at 100. So I'll get that on.
Can we just say that people that haven't got a Thermomix,
yes,
if this recipe was in the machine, Gemma wouldn't have to keep going back and forth to the magazine.
No,
She'd just press next. It would be so much easier.
It really would, Joe, wouldn't it? And I'll tell you a funny story.
And Miss Jem, you're missing an opportunity about the mode screen.
Oh, what mode screen?
How you can flick across to it, because TM5 and TM31 owners never had that, remember?
Oh, yes. And yeah, so over here where my modes are. Okay, hang on a sec. I've got like 3 things to talk about. So what I was going to say to you, Joe, is I lose track of where I'm up to in the book all the time. COOKIDOO, next. The guided recipes are my friend. But I was actually in Woolworths today thinking I'm going to do the Marinade chicken. What do I need? And I'm searching through COOKIDOO and I'm thinking, oh, my settings are broken or the internet's not working because I couldn't find the recipe. And lo and behold, it's not on COOKIDOO. I had to go and get one of the magazines at Woolies and go to the recipe and find what was in the recipe to remind me what I needed to buy for today. So I love having COOKIDOO in Woolworths. It's like taking all of your recipe books basically to Woolworths with you and having all your ingredients really simply there. Now, as Maddie was saying, over on our mode screen, you're right, Maddie, the TM5 and the TM31 people don't have this as well. This is sort of our screen that keeps getting updated. So the TM6 keeps getting better. So when we first got the TM6, we only probably had 2 lines of modes. And now we've had all these ones added in there. So our scales are in there, our dough mode and our turbo mode. So that's if we're doing kneading, and our turbo mode is like if you're pulsing something in a blender. And our pre-clean is one of the things that's been added. But then we've also got in there probably my favourite mode, which is egg boil mode. So where you can actually put your eggs in the bowl and cook them perfectly to how you want your eggs, soft, hard, medium, hard, anywhere in between, the perfect cooked egg. We've got our Thermomix sensor mode as well, but I'll talk about that later in the demo. And we've got our fermentation, our slow cook, and our sous vide modes. So they're our modes where our Thermomix is cooking for a long time at a low heat. And we've got lots of other modes in there as well. What's your favourite mode, Maddie?
Oh, Gemma. I'm obsessed with my cutter at the moment, so it's definitely the icing mode.
Yeah, okay, so I'll show you that in a second because I've got my other Thermomix here ready to go to show that one. But yes, definitely, you know, like this is the thing where we talk about, you know, the Thermomix getting better all the time. When the TM6 first come out, we didn't have a cutter attachment, but as soon as they came up with the cutter attachment, we just got a software update and all of a sudden we now got 2 modes that work with our new attachment. So things keep getting better on the Thermomix without having to get a new Thermomix, obviously. So, rightio, let me just explain a little bit further about COOKIDOO. So, we're all talking about COOKIDOO. I know our TM6 owners will all know what we're talking about, but COOKIDOO is our one-stop shop for all of our recipes. So it is our subscription service that we provide to our customers that keeps everybody up to date with all of the recipes that have been made and released as cookbooks for the TM6. So you can search in there by your recipe name, you can search by ingredient, category, the way that you like to eat. You might be dairy-free or gluten-free or whatever, all your favourites, popular recipes, what other people are cooking. There's so many different ways of searching through all of those recipes. We also have the meal plan. So in COOKIDOO, we have the ability to make yourself a meal plan for as long as you like. And then from the meal plan, we can actually do shopping lists and connect with our Woolworths online shopping. So either click and collect or home delivery service for your groceries. So it really takes that what's for dinner, oh gosh, I've got to go to Woolworths, and you know, all of that stress out of your day, which is amazing. I would probably pay $89 a month for it, but it's only $89 a year, so that's great. COOKIDOO 3.0 means that you can import and create your own recipes. So one of my brand new TM6 owners today let me know that she's converted her own beef stroganoff recipe, and it's already on her COOKIDOO and in her meal plan, and she's ready to go with that you know, family favourite meal that they love that now gets cooked in their Thermomix. So the ability to import your own recipes is really a great thing that COOKIDOO can do too. We also, in our COOKIDOO, like as consultants, we also offer our owners a chance to learn more about COOKIDOO. So every month, Mel and I do a COOKIDOO lesson, and these are free. You can come to as many of our COOKIDOO lessons as you like, and there is so much to learn in COOKIDOO, between the meal planning, even just navigating COOKIDOO, finding what suits your family and your way of cooking and all that kind of stuff. But we also do a session where we can help you to convert a recipe over from our recipe community, or even one of your own recipes as well. So the COOKIDOO lessons are really fun. The best bit about the COOKIDOO lesson is that at the end, everyone shares their favourite COOKIDOO recipe. So you end up with like 12 or 15, depending on how many people come to your session, different recipes to try that other people have said are really good. So I think sometimes in Thermomix land, getting a recommendation of a recipe is really good, because there are like 90,000 recipes, just over 35,000 in English. But there's so many recipes in COOKIDOO that sometimes it can be that there's too many recipes. So getting someone to go, oh, this recipe is really good, try this, is a real winner as well. So that's the best bit about COOKIDOO. Now, we've got 2 minutes. Any questions, Maddie?
No, Jem, we haven't got any.
Oh, that's all right. We must be, you know, if there's
You
no
must be
questions,
covering all the bases. You're killing it.
I must be covering everything, right? Because, you know, no one's confused. No one's thinking, oh gosh, what does this machine do? So that's good. Again, we did 10 minutes here, so I wouldn't have had to be in the kitchen for this last 10 minutes. I could have been out doing something else. But whilst that's doing that, I'm going to quickly show you the cutter. Now, the cutter is our gift with purchase at the moment, which will come free with a TM6 if you buy a TM6. It will also come free if you upgrade from a previous model Thermomix to the TM6. And it's also available as a host reward. So our lovely Thermomix owners are welcome to come along to these virtual sessions or organise with their consultant to do a face-to-face demonstration. As many as they like. We've got a whole list of host rewards. I'll show you what the host reward catalogue looks like. So there's all of these different items that are available for our hosts. And all you need to do to become a host is to invite a couple of people along to one of our sessions, or like I said, organise a face-to-face session with your consultant. Invite your friends over, and you get a great discount just by coming along for all of our items. And there's a lot there that are free when your friend buys as well. And the cutter is reduced to $19 when your friend buys. Okay. So,
okay, Jem, we've got a quick question.
Yes.
Are the recipes that aren't in English, are they slowly being translated, or are there options to translate them?
Well, both. So a lot of them, there's a recipe already in English and one in French and one in German. So, you know, like there might be 3 of that same recipe. There's lots of German and other European recipes that haven't been translated, that people actually translate themselves with, you know, Google Translate and all that to get a really authentic, you know, maybe Italian dish or something like that. But the really popular ones we do bring over to English as well. So, yeah. So kind of all of the above is the answer. Okay, we're just coming back here. Can you hear the ding, ding, ding? That means the Thermomix needs us. And now this has been heated up. This our chicken and our cream. It's all nice and hot now. And I'm just going to add my pasta straight into the bowl. So I absolutely love all-in-one one pot meal, which is what this is. And I'm just going to show you. So I'm going to put my pasta, I'm going 300 grams of pasta, so I'm going over to my scales and I'm going in with my pasta. And that one says that it needs 9 minutes, doesn't it? I think it was 9 minutes. And we decided that it just needs a couple of minutes longer than what it says on the package. So make sure you press down all your pasta, make sure it's all in the liquid, like so, because obviously the pasta's not going to cook if it's sitting up in the air. And then I'm going to go back to my manual screen and I'm going to say 11 minutes. 100. See, this is what you don't have to do if you're in COOKIDOO, isn't it, Joe? And speed, slow spoon, and reverse. But it's good for those that like to be a little bit more involved in the cooking. I know lots of my customers who've gone from a TM31 to a TM6 really like that they can still cook their old recipes that they know the time, temperature, speed for as well. So we can do both in our TM6. So quickly, before I run out of time, the cutter attachment. So for those of you who've got a cutter and need a little bit of a lesson with your cutter, make sure that you start with a nice clean mixing bowl and you pop your shaft in over the blades. It only goes one way, so you can't get that wrong. And then you go over the top of that with your bowl. and then you decide which way you want your cutter to be facing. So up is slate, which is slice, and this one is grey for grate, okay? And it does have a little picture of that on there. I wish they would just write that in words on there, but I might get like a permanent etching, you know, tool and put that on mine, because it's hard for me to remember grate and slate and grey. Anyway, without further ado, let me show you the slicing, which is slate. I don't know why it's so difficult, but it's just me. I'm going over to my notes, and
I think it's because grey looks white, not grey, that's why.
Well, and the dark grey looks grey as well to me, but anyway. The slate is dark grey. Anyway, I'm going to go slicing because that's what I decided we were going to do. And I'm going to show you thin and
There's numbers on them.
What was that?
Did you forget there's numbers on them? There's a 1 and a 2, Gem. One's
do
the
you mean?
slice, 2 for
Yes.
grate.
Oh,
Yeah,
someone
but I
has
don't remember that. What's that got to? One for slicing, 2 for grating.
Well, when you follow the recipe, it will say such and such side up number 1.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Yeah, Gem.
Yeah, when you follow a
See,
recipe,
this is
it
why
does.
I've got you guys, okay? I can't remember all this. Okay, I'm going to show you thin slicing to start with, okay? So I'm going to put my carrot in. Okay, and that's my carrot done. These are really sad carrots from the bottom of my fridge too, I know that. They're going to get made into veggie stock paste. So there's our thin carrot slices. So these are literally, I don't know if you can see that, but they're like wafer thin. They're so thin. So they're perfect for, what are we slicing really thinly? Zucchini?
Chips, potato crisps, carrot crisps.
Crisps in the, I don't know, in the air fryer. You know, I don't know. Something like that. Rightio, so really thin slices. I actually like the thicker slice for a potato bake. I'll show you the thick slice. Potatoes are usually what I use for this demo, but I had carrots today, so I thought we'd really live life on the edge. Rightio, so now I'm going to go thick. And I'm going to pop that. Obviously, thick slice is even quicker because it does quick. I don't know why, quicker, chunkier. I'm going to get rid of my carrot juice that I just spilled everywhere. And now that's our thick slices. So they're like a really nice thickness for like a potato bake or you know, if you were just going to boil carrots, that's the thickness that you would do the carrots for, I'd say. Now, I'll show you I'll flip it over and show you the grating. So again, we'll go into we don't actually have to even change our thing, but we'll go into grating, and I'll show you thin grate with half a carrot, because I'm down to my last carrot. Things are getting a bit desperate here. Radio, thin carrot, thin grate, I mean. Okay. Anybody else that's got the magazine, what have you been making out of the magazine? Tell me in the chat. Okay, this is our thin grate. So this is like, I might come around and see if I can get that closer to the camera. That is like really thin. Oh, it's not very good, but you can sort of see, oh, no, you can't really. There we go. No, you can't really, but anyway, it's very thinly sliced grated carrot. Perfect if you were going to make like a rice paper roll or something along those lines, or a salad sandwich, that's perfect for it. If you're going to make it and have it on as like a salad on a plate, you might like to go the next thickness, which I'll show you. And this is for the same thickness as like if you were buying grated cheese from Woolies already grated. This is the chunkiness of that, basically, which didn't really do much, but let me show you again. That's what the grated, you can see that grate. That's actually quite good, isn't it? You can see that. You can see that that's a chunky grate. So there you go. That's the 4 different size things that the cutter does. But you can put any hard vegetables, cheese, anything like that you would normally want to grate in there. Now, what I love about this attachment is that I still have got a perfectly clean bowl. So the only thing that needs washing up from there, I can't even find my lid. Where's my lid gone? Anyway, that's got a lid somewhere that's perfectly clean, we haven't used. This can just go straight in the dishwasher, so that bit's dirty. And again, with our these bits can just go straight in the dishwasher as well. So that's all that we've dirtied to make our, to do our grating. So, and that's our little lot of things that have been grated with our grater. If you've got a grater, make sure that you always grab your shaft out and put it somewhere safe that isn't in your bowl, because if you come along and do the next thing, and the next thing is a chopping step, you don't want to chop that grater, that shaft up, which a few people have done, but never fear, we can get you a replacement. So all is not lost if you accidentally grate your shaft. Rightio. So whilst I'm on that, let me tell you, so our host reward. So like I said, the grater is on there, or the cutter is on there for $19 when a friend purchases. Everything else there is free when a friend purchases, or discounted just for hosting. So if that's something that you are thinking about doing, make sure you chat to your consultant. I don't even know when our next virtual is, but it'll be sometime next month. And you are welcome to invite your 2 friends along to that, or like I said, chat to your consultant and get in a face-to-face demo. Now, our payment options, $2,579 for those that are buying their first Thermomix. All of the different ways of paying for that, upfront, credit, debit, afterpay, PayPal, you name it, we'll take it. We have got a really amazing offer at the moment to join our team, and I know a couple of you did say that you would like some more information about that, so I will send a link to a video about that in my little wrap-up email tonight, so you can listen to the information about that as well. But at the moment, we've got our $150 business kit, and we've got our Earn For, which means that you can pay a deposit, come on and join our team as a consultant, and when you sell your 4th Thermomix in your 60 days, you actually get your deposit refunded and you have earned yourself a free Thermomix, which is a great way to earn a Thermomix, and also a great way to start a little side hustle business as well, or a full-time business if that's what you're after. So I'll pop a link in for that little video as well. We have got our Zip Money interest-free offer. It's 48 months interest-free at the moment, which I don't actually know if we've ever done 48 months interest-free before. Correct me if I'm wrong, one of the girls, but 48 months interest-free is amazing. That gets your repayments down to $14.71 per week. You can pay this off quicker if you like, so you can start just paying $14.71 a week. When your tax check comes in or whatever, you can chuck whatever you want on there. They're very flexible with payment options in there for Zip as well. And we've also got we've partnered with another interest-free provider, which is our Humm. And Humm is another great offer if you're looking to pay your Thermomix off. Again, super flexible on how you want to pay it off. With Humm, it's a little bit like a buy now, pay later. It's just a one-off facility. It's not like an ongoing facility like Zip is. And you pay a 20% deposit, which is $515, and you can pay it off fortnightly for as long as you like, between 3 months and 24 months. And they're the breakdowns of the amounts that you'd have to pay to get it paid off in 24 months, or if you want to pay it off in the 3 months, or anywhere in between, like I said. We've also got our Easy 3, which is the $1,029, and the next month $800, and then $800 after that as well. So chat to your consultant, or I can stay on at the end if you've got any questions about payment options, because I know you know, we do have a payment option to suit everybody. We've actually got a savings calculator on our website, which I will pop a link for that in my little wrap-up email to you tonight as well. With that savings calculator, you can actually work out, if you had a Thermomix, how much you could save per month on your grocery bill. And it's, I think, $200 a fortnight. Don't quote me on that, but I think that was the amount that the average person is saving on that calculator. So I've seen like ones that have got heaps more than that as well. So yeah, that's our payment options. If you've got any questions about those, pop them in the chat, or like I said, I'll stay on at the end.
Yeah, do we have anything about the TM31 payment options?
Oh, I don't, Maddie, but I can put the breakdown. What do you know what it is off the top of your head?
It's $2,199. So yeah,
yeah, I've got that here. We did do that special here. So yeah, $2,199. Sorry, I thought you meant the breakdown, the interest-free breakdown.
Oh no, I just thought if we just mentioned that too, because there'd be some people on here that are there say TM31.
Yeah, so our existing owners, this is the offer. I did do this at the start, but I didn't read out all the information. Again, free cutter. You can keep or return your old Thermomix. So that's something new that we do now as well. So if you want to gift it or keep it as a second machine or whatever. Yeah, $2,199, which saves you $380. And that's until the 12th of August for that one. And I can put the breakdown of what that would be with Humm or with Zip. I'll put that in the wrap-up email as well, because I don't have a slide for that.
At the end of this, Gem, I'll go through our chat. But at the end of this, I will be able to have the breakdown ready to go.
Okay, excellent. Good job. That's why I keep inviting you back, Maddie. Rightio, so this is finished, and all I'm going to do with this is, it tells me to put the spinach in there and stir it, but I actually just like to have my spinach in my bowl, and I am just going to pour that into my bowl. Now this is my 2.7 litre vacuum seal glass bowl, which is actually one of our host rewards. So this is a really cool thing. I'll show you what this does. As well. Oh god, this smells so good. Anyway, so then I'm going to give that a little stir around to bring my spinach through. What I'm going to do with my bowl is, you can see it's nice and dirty. I'm going to put some water in there. And I could put a drop of dishwashing soap in there if I wanted, but I don't even worry about that usually, because I've got a dishwasher, so I give it a pre-clean, what we call pre-clean. Go into the mode, into pre-clean, and say, you know, it's universally dirty. I always just choose universal. And that actually starts stirring the water, heating that water up, lifting any browning that's on the bottom of the bowl as well. Now, I'm stirring my spinach through here. I'll show you what this system does. So our vacuum seal systems are on our mix shop. But the 2.7 litre, which is this size, which is like a lasagna dish sort of size. It's only available as a host reward. So our vacuum seal systems come with a plastic lid like this, which goes on the top of our glass oven-proof bowls, oven and microwave and freezer and everything safe. And it comes with a little wand that sucks all the air out of it. So you're basically cryovacuuming what you have in here. So obviously I'm about to go serve this up to my family, so I don't need it cryovac because it's going to be eaten straight away. But for instance, if this was, I wanted this to stay in the fridge for a couple of days, I could suck all the air out of it and it would last a lot longer in the fridge than if it had the air in there. So what these are great for is if you're keeping meat in the fridge for a few days, strawberries, raspberries, all those things. They come in a couple of other sizes as well, and they're great for having like berries and stuff like that in the fridge, and where you want to cryovac them. I was actually talking to one of my customers last week, and she's got them in her pantry for like nuts and things that she doesn't use very often. She actually sucks all the air out of them and keeps them sealed in her pantry as well. So I hadn't actually thought about using them in my pantry, but I'm probably going to have to get more now to use them in my pantry as well. Right, how are we going with the breakdown, Miss Maddie? Come on, I was finished.
On it, Jan, nearly got it.
No pressure.
No pressure at all.
No pressure at all. Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to